How the hell did she get her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
Yeah.
Mr. Wake, it's Sheriff Breaker. We have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Help you folks? Name's Randolph. I'm the manager.
We're looking for Rose. Works as a waitress down at the diner.
Rose, sure. Nice girl. Who wants to know?
I'm Alan Wake.
The writer, huh? I heard on the radio you were visiting. Well, I'll show you her trailer. That Rose, she's a nice girl. Always pays her rent on time.
As I was saying, Al, I found all sorts of weird stuff from the local newspaper's archives. This place is crazy. Disappearances, mysterious deaths, urban legends come true, and get this, most of this stuff takes place around Cauldron Lake.
Well, you ain't wrong, mister. The Indians thought the lake was a doorway to the underworld. I'm the God-fearing type myself. I don't hold with that sort of thing.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, there was an island there owned by a guy called Thomas Zane. Now, some of the articles I found about him make him out to be a famous writer, but I ran a bunch of searches, couldn't find a single thing he wrote. Zane was heavily into diving, so much so that the place came to be called Diver's Isle. But the volcano under the lake erupted in 1970, and Zane went down with the island.
Come on, mister. I'll take you to Rose's trailer. Just follow me. It's not far. Listen, I got things to do. This place don't run itself.
Kitürelmetlenkedik, Helga. Nem volt AKF, vagyis hát kis teát csináltam. Az NPC. Randolfot kell követni. Milyen izgalmak voltak eddig? Na, jó, menjünk. Aha. Ez való igaz, hogy fura. Jó, nem mászkálok el, mehetünk. Mondjuk ezzel a falábbal el is indulhatott volna. Vagy nem tudom milyen lába van.
Yeah, how about that? It was there in the morning, as if it had fallen from the sky. But it would take a tornado to lift something like that. We're damn lucky it didn't crush any of the trailers.
A falábát sem ingerem, hanem ha türelmetlenkedett, akkor éjted.
It gets better. A local girl, Barbara Jagger, drowned in Cauldron Lake just a week earlier. They were lovers.
Sure, Jagger's a local spook story. The Scratching Hag comes for you in the dark.
Barbara Jagger volt a...
Anyway, Al, I'm just getting to the best
A
part.
fekete ruhás
All of the
nő.
articles about this stuff were written by Cynthia Weaver. I asked around, and she's that crazy bag lady you met.
Igen.
What, the lamp lady? She can be a little loopy, but she's not homeless or anything.
Yeah, anyway,
Nem
she
csak
knew
adott
both
valami
Jagger and Zane
szarkulcsa.
before they both died, and she had some kind of a breakdown.
Hát ez érdekes. Mi lenne, hogyha megállnék, akkor megállná rendesen. Kedves Ellen Wake.
Well, mister, this here's Rose's trailer. You mind me asking what you want with her?
We're just here to
Cousin.
talk to her, pal.
Welcome to... Oh dear, Mr. Wake. I'm so glad you're here.
Rose, you have my manuscript?
Oh. Oh yes. Yes.
Megállássi.
Please, come in.
Rose még mindig be van állva.
Hey, this is really good.
Rose,
Yes,
my manuscript. I really need it.
I understand. I know what you need. A muse to inspire you.
Oh, for Barry? She doesn't have anything.
Rosé nagyon izé.
Hey, Al, what's... Oh...
Rámenős.
Barry! What? What?
Kis flash.
It's coming for you, hiding in my barber's skin. I'm too weak to stop it. You must turn the lights on.
Barbarám
I
testőbe.
promised I'd come visit you and your lovely wife. You must finish what you started. I insist.
You must turn the lights on.
Akkor ki a tokon beszélhetünk?
Back to work, boy.
Új.
I felt nauseous, hungover.
Rosé.
Only anger kept me going.
I can't tell reality from dream anymore, but it seems I have an imaginary editor to help me. She's an old woman in a funeral dress. I call her Barbara Jagger. She's very strict. I'm writing faster and faster. My manuscript is being heavily revised. The edits are getting very aggressive, and each day there's less of me and more of her. I hate it, but I know she's right. She promises me I can save Alice this way. She knows more of this than I do. About the complex incantation I'm attempting. About this place. She's
Ennyit
worked with
tudtam
another
a
writer
Zane-ről,
under
hogy egy
similar
másik író.
circumstances, Thomas Zane. The genre of the story seems to be shifting. It's turning into a horror story. I'm getting close. I can feel it.
Rose took a day from me. I had less than 12 hours left to meet the kidnapper. All I could do was get Barry into the car, work something out once I got on the road. Barry was out of it. He was way too heavy to carry.
You're right. I deserve more money. I'm so
My gun and
mad.
flashlight were gone. I'd have to find a way to get Barry in. Mr. Randolph liked Rose. That little smile she had. How she was still sweet when life had tried so hard to make her bitter. It wasn't any of his business what she did in her trailer. But those strangers, the writer and his smart-ass sidekick, looked like trouble. And they'd been in there for hours, way past her normal bedtime. He reached for the phone and called the sheriff's station.
Aha.
The car as quickly as possible. There was no time to waste.
Menj a kocsihoz. Na, hát
I just stepped outside to catch a breath of fresh air, and let me tell you, the weather's getting heavy. Nights like this make me especially glad I'm here talking to you and not home in bed. Once the weather takes a turn like this, I can't sleep at all. It's all tangled bed sheets and dark thoughts, punctuated by the occasional plunge into nightmare. Is it just me? Well, perhaps it is. But I hope I can make the night a little bit easier to get through. Caller, you're on KBF FM.
Hey, Pat, it's Walt Snyder.
What's on your mind, Walt?
Well, I ain't the way you are, but, well, I can't sleep either, you know? I just been staring out the window here, trying to make sense of it all, but, I ain't been drinking either, you know? I just...
Well, you sound like a man with a problem, Walt.
I had argument with Danny, Danny, and, then I got in trouble with the law, and, I'm just, well...
I heard something like that, Walt.
Yeah, well, he's, Danny's my best friend, and, they let me out on bail today, and now I'm just alone here at the window, waiting, man, and there's something in the air tonight, man.
I was just outside looking up at the sky above our broadcast tower thinking the same thing. What are you waiting for, Walt?
I don't know. Something's gonna happen. I gotta...
hát jó.
I think I better go.
Well, Walt, maybe...
No, thanks, Pat.
Well, good luck to you, Walt. Hang in there. Let's take a little break, folks. This weather's really something else, huh?
Okidoki. Ejtem.
Oh, you're gonna get it now.
Nem ez hogy... Ja, már ő hívta rám. Na, a falába.
This is Agent Nightingale, FBI! Get him up, Hemingway! You're under arrest! You move a muscle, I'll unload right in your goddamn face! Stay right where you are, Slane!
Boom, boom.
What are? I'm standing right here!
Jaj, nem, még ezt is láttam. Most nem akarom.
I hated to leave Barry behind, but there was no way I'd miss my appointment with the kidnapper.
Na, itt annyiszor fogok meghalni. Annyiszor csak le. És nem azért, mert szeretnék. Úgyhogy most semmit nem keresgetek, csak megyek. Matrixom, hogy igen, azt akartam mondani. Csak úgy hajlítottam a teret. Ne, fáradj már kifele. Jó, eddig jobban haladok, mint Jani. Mondjuk eddig lehet ő is. Ez meganyám.
Oh, damn.
De... Látok faszát. Hova kell menni? Jó, a tiédet nem. Jó melózás, kitartás. Köszi, hogy addig itt voltál. Hússá, azért ezt még fölveszem azt a lapot.
For decades, the darkness that wore Barbara Jagger's skin slept fitfully in the dark place that was its home and prison. It was hungry and in pain. It dreamed of its nights of glory when the poet's writing had called it from the depths and given it a brief, terrible taste of power and freedom. The rock stars had stirred it from the deep sleep the poet had sunk it back to in the end. When it sensed the rider on the ferry, it opened its eyes.
Szóval minden is az Isten bassza meg. Minden is a nő testében volt. Ami sötétség. Haló? Az úgy kapódta. Merre kell menni? Ó, ott lesz egy kézirat, azt tudom. Köszi a búcsút. Ahol tetszett.
Rose didn't know how the strange old lady got in her trailer, and she looked wrong somehow. The woman showed her teeth in an approximation of a smile and traced a finger down Rose's cheek. "Pretty girl," she said. Rose felt as if she was falling asleep, but her knees didn't buckle. The crone spoke in a whisper, her words ice cold and dark in Rose's ear.
Aha. Hát jó, az egyértelmű volt, hogy a néni a hunyó. Hogy van itt a kocsiban valami? Nincs. Check point. Ajaj.
Search the area. Stay sharp.
Ne.
This way.
Mi?
Over here.
Ez Kristóf. Most ott kapják. És valamiért, mintha segítene nekünk az a bizbasz. De közben meg mégsem. Nem tudom.
This horror was everywhere I went, circling me. The cops didn't stand a chance. They were after a writer, not a monster.
You on the ground. Hold it right there.
Nem is találtam.
There's nowhere to run. Freeze!
Biztos meg fog állni. Hülye vagyok én szerintem. Nyomják a madarak.
I imagined that the broadcast tower in the distance was part of the local radio station. Maine seemed like a decent guy. Perhaps he could give me directions to the coal mine.
Igen, még bárki lehet bármi. Hát egy kicsit kapta.
This is James. Mulligan, Thornton, Thornton here. James, we got both Wheeler and Rose in custody. They didn't put up a fight or anything. Why they were... Hey, Mulligan, what are you doing?
Ja, elkapták Rozét meg Berst.
James, Mulligan here. Over. Go ahead, Mulligan. Over. We got Wheeler and Rose
hopped up on something. Speaking of which, that fed had a pretty distinctive whiff of Otis Scotch about him, you know what I mean? Over. I don't have anything on that, Deputy Mulligan. Over.
Lilla, olyan vagy, mint a japán szinkron. El vagy csúszva.
Mindenki annak érzi magát, aminek szeretné.
Unnatural shadows clung to the gate. The darkness that was after me was trying to stop me. I wouldn't get through without a light.
Akkor ez itt kell. Aha. Ja, hogy ez, jó. Lilu. Csak őszintén végül is. Aha. Zsebes lampa. Nem csapkodna össze-vissza, hanem egyből egy nagy csapással abba. Nem,
It took me a moment to recognize the flashbang grenades. They were an ideal weapon for my situation.
Fegyvergránát. Puska. Előbb megnézlek, aztán lecsapni. Mondod, hogy jaj, de cuki. Aztán bám. Itt mi van? Semmi. Mérjem el a rádióállomást, jó. Ez anyád. Igen? Na, jó, Janna dobja. Még egyet. Jösszök a fény felé. Bármi is van itt.
And here's another call. You're on KBFFM with Pat Maine.
It's Milt Peabody, Pat.
What's on your mind, Milt?
Well, I live near the trailer park, Pat, and there's a big ruckus going on over there.
Well, that's just up the road from me, too. What's going on, do you know?
I don't know.
Most voltak a trailer parknál, ott látok egy... Szóval itt láttam egy papírtot.
Touched by the dark presence, Rose was lost in a dreamland where everything was drawn in black and gray crayons. The old lady had promised her that all her wishes would come true. She would be Alan Wake's muse. She was smiling so hard it hurt her face. She crushed a bottle full of sleeping pills into the coffee. Deep down inside, she was screaming in terror.
Jó, akkor csak altatózott. Csak. Nincsen semmi, csak ilyen fosom. Akkor inkább futok. Hol van a kó? Mi a baj? Látok ilyen fénytet. Ez megint csak egy rendőrkocsi. Oh! Hát faszom. Van akkor ne. Oké. Oké. És azt rádobtam.
I hope Maine could lend me a car to get to the coal mine.
Why, hello, Lorna. What do you have for us?
Hmm?
Well,
Let the trash sort themselves out. I'm sorry, but my granddaddy settled in Bright Falls in 1911.
well, thank you very much for that compassionate viewpoint, Lorna. Oh, here's a little surprise. The famous writer Alan Wake just walked in, folks. I'm going to see if I can talk him into an interview.
Ugye elmondtad mindenkinek, hogy itt fog.
Come on in, Mr. Wake. Oh, I'm so glad you could find the time to do this, Mr. Wake.
Nowhere to run now, Dan Brown. You back away from me.
Honnan tudtál?
Whoa. Everyone calm down. Put the gun down. We're all friends here, right?
Cool your jets, Nightingale. We got him. What the hell's the matter with you? There's a
Ja, meg
civilian
ezt
in
is
there.
láttam.
I'll get you yet, even if it kills me. You hear me? You hear me?
Amúgy az a poén, hogy ezeket az erdős
I had
részeket
fallen off so many cliffs it was ridiculous. That's what you get for naming a book the
teljes
sudden stop.
mértékben nem fogtam
It was
fel, mikor
probably good I
néztem.
hadn't had the chance to tell Maine where. Nightingale stared through the broken studio window into the dark woods. He turned around, started to walk out, but Maine grabbed his arm. Young man, you almost shot me. You don't shoot off rounds at people like that. What's the matter with you? Nightingale shook his arm free.
Ó, padlizsán.
His cheeks burned with rage and humiliation.
Igen. Vagyis még nem ébredt fel szerintem. Szerintem az 50. álomban vagyunk éppen, de...
I was going. I'd have to lose the cops and find my own way to the mine.
Nem büdös, mert minden a fejében van csak. Én ebben fix biztos vagyok. Na most akarjatok jönni? Most mondtam. Na. Hát egy hétig, vagy egy hét kiesett neki fullba, szóval nem hiszem, hogy tudja mi van. Na végre. Van pisztólánk. Érjem el a vasútállomást, jó. Hát... Ezt akartam. Mindegy. Hát, hogy nem dobjátok le a fejem. Jó. Előttem az összes lőszert, amit kaptam.
There was no sensible reason for the power company work lights to be here. It was almost as if they'd been left for someone like me to use.
Mi? A sötétség irányítja meg szálljon. Jó van, ezt már tudtuk. Az anyátok fasza. Mi ezzel lövök amúgy? Jó van. De nyomtam a redvás shiften, bocsánat. Fordítva a felületek, hogy értve. Picsába már. De nem igaz, hogy nem működik. Vigyátok le. Nem hílelődöm a fényben, ja de. Jó. Van egy papírka.
The bulldozer's engine roared to life. Mud and rocks flew as it fought for traction. It crashed through the concrete wall and landed heavily in the yard. If it were an animal, it would have shaken its head after the impact, fixed its eyes on me, and charged. Of course, it had no head, nor eyes. Shadows crawled on its form, twisting it into a monster. Then, it came for me.
Egy bulldozerre kell harcolnunk. Ez nagyon jól hangzik.
Sarah trusted her gut, and her gut said Agent Nightingale was an asshole. He felt wrong, and it wasn't just the smell of stale booze. It was in the way he flashed his badge, pulled rank, the look in his eyes when he wanted answers. Where was Alan Wake? What was this about an accident? Where was his wife? And most importantly, why did she let Wake go? He wouldn't answer her questions. Federal business was all he'd say.
Avanci. Jó sok mindent kapunk. Viszonylag. Igen.
Hello?
The most stubborn man I've ever met.
Alice? Alice?
Alan, I'm so afraid. Keeps me in the dark. Please help me. I look at you, Alan, and it's not you. Something else. Looking out from behind your eyes.
Alice, I'm here.
I'm so alone here. It's all gonna go to hell. You need to be careful and cooperate.
The connection had been terrible, but that wasn't the only thing that hadn't been right with the call. She sounded wrong somehow, but she had called me.
Megint ilyen lélegző hangok vannak.
I could see a railway bridge up ahead, and a warehouse of some sort on the opposite shore. I hoped I could find a car from there.
Na.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path.
Aha, ez a szarabbik oldal. Au! Haragudjatok már, de...
I hoped I could find a car from there.
Maszkálok.
darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was... I hoped I could find a car from there.
No problem.
The darkness that was pursuing me was growing stronger, and it was taking over everything in its path. What the hell?
Játék.
I slammed the door shut right in his smug face. He pleaded for me to open the door. True to form, the asshole actually thought I would obey. I had no sympathy left, no guilt either, not for him. I took a moment to savor the scream. I bet I had a smile on my face. It was all that I had time for. The dark presence was inside the lodge with me. The pipe wrenched itself loose from the bridge's steel framework. Wrapped in darkness, it floated in midair, twitching. For a moment, I didn't understand what I was looking at. The heavy object lurched at me with impossible force. I threw myself out of the way, but just barely. When I turned my flashlight on it, it shook in a dark rage, before it flew at me again.
Most már tárgyak is támadnak.
As a teenager, just starting to get interested in writing, Stephen King had been a source of inspiration to me. I thought about all the inanimate objects that had come to life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Hát mondanám, hogy olyan fun.
Did you call 911?
Ja, én voltam. De... Nyomom azt a redvás shiftet. Meg nem megy föl. Összosom már.
To life in his books. No one is safe in a good horror story. Certainly not the protagonist. That's what makes them fun. This was anything but. The darkness could possess anything, and it was getting closer.
Nem is láttam. Ugye strapabírósabb lámpa.
Did you call 911?
De most mondjátok meg, pipa, ez nem dodge volt, bazd meg. Bocsánat. Most már elegem van ebből. Fényben áthatsz nekik, wow.
We take the facts of our existence for granted, unaware that they are merely a thin veneer of desperate self-delusion, covering a vast cosmos of madness and horror. All too often, the stars are right. In Night Springs. Tonight's episode, a family occasion. Journalist Alvin Derleth's trip to study the local customs of an insular community in Night Springs has been less than successful. Until tonight.
Well, I'm glad you changed your minds about this. Ancient customs, local mythology. My editor loves this kind of stuff.
Well, Mr. Derleth, we don't want to feel like we're on exhibition, but you have demonstrated the seriousness of your intent.
Oh, I am serious. Really, just do your thing. I'll stay out of your way and observe.
Actually, I thought you could assist us. I'm afraid we are a man short. It would provide you with an intimate perspective.
Could I really?
Of course, Mr. Derleth.
Well, I guess that's the least What would I have to do?
Oh, here. Let me show you with a kiss.
What did you...
Oh, Mr. Derleth, you have well
Történik.
pleased Nixie Perka, the dweller in flesh. Your body shall host his 1,000 young, and all shall be glory. Shh, darling, be calm. Shh.
Alvin Derleth learned a harsh lesson. If you go looking for mythology, it may come looking for you.
Hangzik.
And such quests always bear fruit. In Night Springs.
The darkness surged towards me, sucking everything loose from the ground into its depths, tugging at my clothes. I saw the flare the kidnapper had dropped and threw myself towards it just as I felt my feet leave the ground. The darkness embraced me with the force of a tornado. Somehow I managed to light the flare. The darkness roared and cast me away. I fell toward the dark waters of the lake far below.
Ez is ok. Hoho, itt van. Ez a fosadék. Na, hozzá. Annyira idegesítenek ezek. Persze üssébe van. Te is. Az, hogy találjak el egy járművet. Apád, baszom. Most komolyan? Találj el egy járművet, ezt már de mondjuk már innen. Anyád baszát. Ez mi? Kaphatom. Rohadjál meg. Jó, majd megnézem a kosárkákat. Hát, hogy én ezt... Nem tudom, meddig kell ezzel baszakodni, és ez nagyon nehézség. Összes faszom gránátot ráadok. De én ezt inkább nem hiszem el, jó? Rohagyjál. Persze, tőled nem pusztultok. Mit meg? Hogyne, persze. Hogy találjak egy járművet, értem. Jó. Nem voltam elmegyógyintézetben még. De oda kerülhetnék azért szerintem ezek után. Rohadjon meg, azt hittem le kell gyúzni. Amúgy most nem tudom, hogy nyílt ki a kapu, mert nem nyomtam meg, hogy nyissa ki. Vagyis nem tudtam megnyomni, hogy nyissa ki. Ó, nagyon menci lett a háttér, meg minden. Nem a kosárkának.
Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
Szépik. Menj a sénybányához. Hülye kombány. Na. Én voltam buta, de nem baj. Mehet a vezet. És.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true. The current of its narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
Itt jó.
This is Pat Maine, and you're listening to KBF-FM. Folks, I want to apologize for kind of abandoning you to that looping music track last night, but I was detained. You see,
Hát volt egy rádió. Yes. Megint sötét erdőbe. Hallod, menj már fel. Azért. Ja, bazzeg, itt voltunk. Jó. Na, ez a rész tetszik. Mindjárt lesz egy olyan orbitális harc, gondolom, de nem baj, ezért tetszik.
Welcome back to KBF FM. Hope you enjoyed that tune. Now, Doc, you were talking about life and finding that special someone, that soulmate.
Well, you were talking about that. I was saying I don't buy it.
Mindent is megnézek.
For Mott, spying on the writer on the ferry had been a disappointment. His boss had made Wake out to be something special, but Mott hadn't been impressed. He'd gotten a good long look at the wife, though, and he liked what he saw. Mott had fantasized about goading Wake into a fight, but it hadn't happened. Still, he'd get his chance to see if the writer had anything in him. He'd been promised as much.
Lehet, hogy ide később be fogunk jönni, de... se baj.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Mi? Még nem is vagyunk ott. Adom. Na, most majd vagyunk. Kávé.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
That's jó.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Vajon miért?
Wake, where the hell are you? Change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked around by
You
you.
want to see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello! Ah! I'm gonna kill him!
I had to get to Mirror Peak. It was close, maybe closer than ever before. When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong as she was his muse.
A Thomas Zane, akkor ezek gondolom meghalt, ha a nő folyton feketében van. Köszi az ivást. És nem tudom, meddig nyomom. Meg hogy egyáltalán mennyi van még belőle. De ezt a... Úristen, mennyi lőszer. Kidobálgassá. Akkor ezt a chapter csak végignyomnám. Úgy már ki. Áú! Oké. Dick, nem baj, hogy leizéltem. Na minden. Aj, ezt ne játsszuk már. Ne játék. Jó egy szakát, jó elnyúlás, meg minden. Aj, de jó lesz ez most. Rohadjon le ez a játék, komolyan ilyenkor. Beletesznek egy olyan fos, dodgeolásos megoldást. Akkor is fos, akármilyen béna vagyok fos. Jó. Fénygránát. Ezt neked. Van. Ó, ki kell nyitni. Mi? Isten áldjon már meg titeket.
What the hell?
Ó, remek.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Az áram. Jó van. Túl sok itt a hordó, túl sok lesz az ellenfél. Oké. Jaj, nem már. Remek, ne is fussál gyorsan. De nem enged dodge-olni. Basszátok már meg! Faszomat. Abba is, hogy belassítja állandóan, ha valami olyan történik, és akkor nem tudsz közbe dodge-olni, mert ez bozis. Miért nem is ezen voltam? És látok semmit sem. Látok fasza. Tessék, nyilván az sem volt ott semmi se. Komolyan, akkor mégis mikor csináljam? Anyádat, azt, hátulról bazd meg. Nem vagyok hajlandó. Se tudom, hol az a fasz hely, ahova el kéne menni. Mármint ahol lekapcsoltuk az áramot. Mindegy, merre megyek. Nem. Asszomat már. De miért nem csinálja, ha nyomom? Rohadjatok le. Na. Obviously.
Get your lunchbox.
Boxot nekem, igen. Kristóf, ez most túl ideges vagyok, szóval nem észrevetlen, de... Nice try. Agyfasz kapok ettől a harcrendszertől, akármennyire is vagyok béna. Ez egy szar. De amúgy minden szuper. Veled, Mizu. Létre. Na és akkor már hazaértél, vagy Mizu? Köves.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched
remélem
him.
jó volt. A kis összejövetel. Azt mondja, hogy kövessem. Én követem? Hát jó. Ja, értem.
There was no way the flashbang grenades were Standard Power Company equipment.
Köszi. Nagyon zene lett hirtelen. Iszok teát. Ez még forró. Várjatok, mert átöntök. No. A báncs. Na, mindjárt iszok, csak még forró is, úgyhogy... Hát rohagy meg, ha ez nem azért dodge-ból. Na. Amúgy KFC-ben nem emlékszem, hogy én is ettem már valaha bureszt.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Szerintem egy picit itt... Majdnem azt mondom, hogy túl gondolta a rendőr bátyja, de hogy én nem tudom azt se, hogy velünk mi történik. Úgy... Valójában. Erre van nekünk valami. Már megint ezek a lélegzések. Hülye. Amit ad, azt itt most el is használhatom. Nagyon sok értelme volna így. Na. Már fel azt a redek termoszt. Musi. Jaj, túljöttem. Túl sok a főtény megint.
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Pump action. Már remélem, hogy itt is lehet ilyet nyomkodni. Vagy körbe tudok menni. Amint, hogy mindegy, merről megyek. Kösz. Rohadjál meg. Harcol lőnek, oké. Nem sok lőszerem van. Ez a helyzet. Ez milyen jó. Jó. Bocsát, valaki a meg borkát szereti már, mint ráadásul az szerintem savany, mint borka, nem?
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
The graveyard shift may cause cancer.
Jaj. Miért vannak ilyen... Össze-vissza rohangáló fiszfaszok? Gyere ide! Ott lehet. Kihagytunk valamit, de... Jaj, ne. Jó.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Szívkodnád le. Miért vagy az?
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination.
Kérdezd már meg AJ-t, Kristóf, hogy meddig akarja nyomni ő a streamot.
Angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
Fekvőj. Tudtam. Baj, fullos élet. Majdnem most megint nekünk fog repülni ez a szarság.
The place was dead. A ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Ó, így van, nem? Éjfélig jó. Vagy kap be. Ez milyen jó. Mi járt fasza? Kösz szép. Ezt 3 baszott nagy szar elő. Hova menjek? Úgy őszintén kell ide. Milyen jó. Kap be traktor. Jó van. Értem. Aj, már éhen. Hogy ez még megy. Kösz, elfogytak az elemény. Az milyen jó.
I needed a key for the door.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs. There's a shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake using its powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and
Van baj.
dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things from my story. They ring true. They fit.
Tehát ezeket Zéntől lopkodjuk? Vadászpuska. Hát jó, ha ezt adja. Szóval kopisztunk egy írót ráadásul, és úgy lettünk hülyék. Hát megesik.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Megint ezek a lélegzések, bazeg. Szerintem az egész hegységet körbefutottam már amúgy. Jaj, de jó. Két baszott zseblámpám van. Vagy mi? Nem lámpám, hanem elemem. Hát jó. Menj ki az ezüst bányából, kösz. Az mi? Az alagutak. Aha. Mi van?
Without warning, the headache stabbed at my brain.
Alice?
Help me!
Alice!
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here.
Aha, nem vízbe kell menni.
I'm losing it. I gotta get out of here. The hunters were big, thick-set men, confident and at home in the woods. They were feeling good, running on beer, ghost stories, and camaraderie late into the night. It did them no good, as they were taken by the dark presence, sucked deep into a darkness far worse than any ghost story they ever told or heard.
Remek. Fussak vissza.
even behind the closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel. Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Aha. Értem én. De mi? Bead, bazd meg egy izét. Most ezzel kéne lennem. Valahogy beadott egy cutscene, majd ott volt az arcomban egy ember. Vagy bármi is ez. Teljesen lókus.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
Jó. Igen, és ez most miért volt jó? Aha.
great. Another cable car. Just great.
És loot.
Lightning flashed behind the windows of Cauldron Lake Lodge. Tor Anderson laughed and held the steel hammer above his head. Nurse Sinclair was trying to calm him down without success. Tor grinned madly and shouted, "My hammer's up. Here's a friendly poke from Molnir, wench." He brought the hammer down with all his might on Sinclair's head. "We're on a comeback tour, baby."
Oké, jó. Ja, hogy akkor lefele kell menni. Ezek szerint. Jó. Oké. Csak ne történjen semmi. Please. Vicces vagyok. Nem akarok madarakat. Hát jó. A kamera se segít el. Hülye van.
Shit.
Bocsánat. Mi? Mi? Én is ezt mondom. Már egy ideje. Nem a main flash-ságet. Isten áldjon meg. Még egy passz volt ez. Jól van, nem cikesz, hogy itt voltál, aztán jó éjszakát. Amúgy kicsit ilyen erdőben szaladgáló szimulátort érzek. Tik. És már így sztoriban is történhetne valami. De apát bassza!
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Na, hát azért ez is picit furi. De csak egy pici. Haló? Menjek át a hegyi romokon. Sem egyszerű. Wow. Hiányzoltam. Hiányzoltam, ezt te írtad, hozzám beszélt össze a tévében. Oha, az asszony kicsit begolyózott. Mondjuk, hogy mi közünk van hozzá, azt nem tudom. Esetleg rohan kiszi, hogy Tom vagyunk, és... nem tudom. Gondoltam volna. Persze! Azért a lófasznak is van ám vége. Találd már ki. Nem ezzel akartam ülni. De egy? Nem tudom, várom, hogy ennek a chapternek kicsit vége legyen, és akkor átmentem volna AJ-hez amúgy. De szerintem már addigra
I could
mennénk
see
ki
Cauldron
alszik.
Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat. I was close now. I had to get there fast. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was losing control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm.
Szóval már
We
ez a
don't want you to have
csávó
another
kezeli,
episode.
aki őt.
You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Szóval akit Alice... Mi? Igen. Az elején, akihez Alice minket be akart rakatni. Ezek szerint már egy ideje a betege vagyunk annak a csávónak. A Hartmannek. És... már valószínűleg igen flashelgetjük a
I
dolgokat.
dreaded what I would find.
Kicsit agyabetegek vagyunk, és lehet, hogy a csajunk vitt el hozzá.
Hey, I'm here! I'm coming!
No! Get away! I'm sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. We don't have his wife. We don't know where she is. She's probably drowned.
Kösz. Fúha. Látom, hogy mindjárt befejezzük.